This is one of the most important videos I ever made on this channel. We are today deciphering The Power of Awareness, Chapter 14, probably the best chapter Neville Goddard ever wrote in his entire life. And it's called The Effortless Way. The principle of least action governs everything in physics, from the path of a planet to the path of a pulse of light. Least action is minimum of energy multiplied by the minimum of time. This is why you shouldn't force your imaginal act. You shouldn't force anything onto your subconscious mind. You should persuade your subconscious mind, not forcing it, because it doesn't perform that way. It doesn't perform under pressure and under forcing it to do certain things. No, you have to persuade it. Persuading it happens in the morning and right before you go to bed, when you wake up and right before going to sleep. These times are the gateways to the subconscious mind. You are performing at alpha and theta. At these levels of the mind, you are impressing the subconscious mind with any thought, any affirmation, anything you say to yourself. You are impressing it into the subconscious mind. This is the path of least resistance. Doing it effortlessly, assuming the feeling that will be yours, or you already have what you want. Therefore, in moving from your present state to the state desired, you must use the minimum of energy and take the shortest possible time. Your journey from one state of consciousness to another is a psychological one. So, to make the journey, you must employ the psychological equivalent of least action. And psychological equivalent is mere assumption. Just assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You can do it right now. You can sit here and decide that you are already the person that you want to be. The day you fully realize the power of assumption, you discover that it works in complete conformity with this principle. It works by means of attention minus effort. So all you have to do is focus on one thing that you want. Assume that you are it and don't waver around. Bring back your focus only to the thing that you desire and pull away any effort to make it so. Thus, with least action, through an assumption, you hurry without haste and reach your goal without effort. You're not trying to force anything. You're not trying to know how, when, and how you're going to do that and what should I do or anything like that. All you have to do is assume that you're already the person that you want to be. Fall asleep in that assumption that you are the man, you are the woman that you want to be. If you want to be married, imagine that you are wearing a ring around your finger. Imagine that and feel that and go to sleep in that assumption. If you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire, what would you feel if you're already that person? How would you act? How would you sleep? Imagine that you are sleeping in a mansion. Imagine that you are sleeping in a mansion and there are no problems in your life. Everything is working out just fine. Everything is perfect. No problems whatsoever. Imagine that feelingly and just go to bed in that feeling. If you want a physique, imagine that you are looking in the mirror and seeing what you want to see in your physique. This is the way, guys. Effortless. You just assume that you are already the person that you want to be. Because creation is finished, what you desire already exists. You're just choosing it. It is excluded from view because you can see only the contents of your consciousness in this function. It is the function of an assumption to call back the excluded view and restore full vision. It is not the world, but your assumption that change. An assumption brings the invisible into sight. It is nothing more nor less than seeing with the eye of God, i.e., imagination. Because you are all imagination. Everything that has ever been invented was once imagined, was once a mere assumption that scientist discovered that he's now holding that apparatus that he invented. Like Nikola Tesla always said, he's only a receiver to the information in the ether. For the Lord seeth, not as a man seeth. For a man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. The heart is the primary organ of sense, hence the first cause of experience. When you look on the heart, you are looking at your assumptions. Assumptions determine your experience. Watch your assumption with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Your assumptions are creating your day-to-day life. Your assumptions are creating your reality. What you think feelingly, what you embody as a state, you are actually creating in your own life. Because remember, the world will just reflect back what you believe and consent to be true of yourself and of others. If you think everything is working out for you, everything will. If you buy into the narrative that you have to do this and this in order to get something, then you will be just immersed into the 3D world and think that this illusion is the real world. And now you know that this is just an illusion. The real world is within your imagination. Assumptions have the power of objective realization. Every event in the visible world is the result of an assumption or idea in the unseen world. The present moment is all important, for it is only in the present moment that our assumption can be controlled. Remember when I told you that to the right brain perspective, everything is here and now, unlike the analytical mind that think in terms of future and past. To the right brain, the holistic you, the higher mind, if you will, this is the truth that everything is here and now. So what you do now is affecting both the past or so-called past and so-called future. So you are always having this present moment, the eternal present moment. Every time you look at the watch, it's now. The future must become the present in your mind if you would wisely operate the law of assumption. The future becomes the present when you imagine that you already are what you will be when your assumptions are fulfilled. So you are making the future dream a present fact by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You are making it here right now. You are making there here. And then now. You are creating your reality by just imagining and feeling as if you are already that person that you want to be. Be still and know that you are that which you desire to be. The end of longing should be being. Translate your dream into being. Perpetual construction of future states without the consciousness of already being them, that is, picturing your desire without actually assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, is the fallacy and mirage of mankind. It is simply futile daydreaming. So if you are just imagining things and you are not feeling anything that this is yours or you have it or anything like that, then you are only daydreaming. You are not creating anything. But when you are imagining something and you actually get an emotion or a feeling from it, like feeling of acceptance or feeling of anger if you are imagining something bad, then you are impressing the subconscious mind with that idea and it will be externalized in your world. So if you are just imagining things without marrying the thought and emotion or thought and feelings together, then you are not doing it correctly. All you have to do is marry your thought with your emotion. So the thoughts are in the upper chakras and the emotions are in the lower ones. They all combine in the heart chakra. So you gotta marry both the thoughts and emotions. But the proper word would be the feeling of acceptance, feeling that you already have what you want. Say, for example, you won the lottery. You imagine yourself after 1 week from winning that lottery. How would you feel? You would feel thankful. You would feel grateful. You would feel the feeling of being relieved. Stay in that assumption. Stay in that feeling and fall asleep in that feeling and watch the miracles happen in your life. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to the channel. Like to reach more people. Tell me down below in the comments, what do you want to see next? And until next video, I will see you soon.